All right, we are live on YouTube, and once again, this is not being simulcasted on Facebook, as it would not make much of any sense to the Facebook audience. This is for the YouTube audience only. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Before we get started, let me make sure that the notification has gone out on YouTube, and it absolutely has. And let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that everything is flowing smoothly. Now, RDA Media Channel, aka Ross Dog, I want you to pay attention to the stream because I have a helpful tip that's going to help you out in a productive way coming up in just a little bit. But before we get to that, let me pay special props to this channel sponsor. That's Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. If you want more information, go to the description about a third of the way down, and you'll see the links below. There are a couple links. One links to the main site, and then the other one is the internet radio station site. And that's as far as I'm going to go with the sponsorship promo until we figure out how to better promote it. As once again, like I mentioned in the past, I'm trying to streamline the opening of these streams and get right to the meat and potatoes, right? Because our attention spans are the size of a goldfish or less. Let me check out the YouTube chat. Lewis Fuller's in the house. Good afternoon, host Coach Eli. Good afternoon, Lewis. Welcome to the show. I was just on American Dreams panel. I saw he was live, but I didn't think he was doing a panel. And I was actually watching another stream run by Russ Dog Media, RDA Media, and he was doing what was called a test stream, but it was more than just a test stream. Ross started to run his mouth again. No disrespect, Ross, you're running your mouth. You're not checking your facts before you speak, right? You're cherry picking information, bro, and you're just putting it out there, right? We'll get to that in just a little bit. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. She says, I am here. That's great, Queen. I love it when Queen and Lewis are here. They're two of my best moderators. They know how to mod this chat. Keep the trolls out, keep the hate out, keep the attacks out, right? Keep the projections out, right? If you have something constructive to say, we want to hear it. If you're just here to troll and attack because you're a lonely, miserable person, then we don't want that here. That's not the point of this channel, right? Queen, do you like my background? Fake news! Fake news! Queen, you like my background? It says fake news, but we're not going to talk about the fake news on the mainstream media. We're going to talk about the fake news on YouTube today. We're going to talk about the fake news on YouTube that people try to make appear real to get all eyes on them, right? This is getting exposed today. And it's getting exposed for the right reasons. I'm not here to attack anyone or harm anyone. I'm actually here to try to make peace. No joke. I am here to try and make peace. My phone is going off with some notifications. As expected, whenever you do one of these streams, that's why you put your phone to silent, right? Yeah, you have to learn how to manage your YouTube channel, especially when you put your real name out there like I do and show your face and people can look you up and call your phone in the middle of a stream or text you, right? All you have to do is put on Do Not Disturb mode, right? And nothing goes through. You won't even hear a buzz, right? Yeah, it'll flash up on your lock screen, right? But it's not going to affect your show. I just like to look at my phone every now and then because if something comes up that I need to mention, if somebody gives me some more information that I can, put out there while I'm live, that's why I look at it. But you have to learn, how to handle yourself as a YouTuber, especially a live streamer, when you use your real name and show your face, right? Because people can look you up and they can try to make your life miserable, right? Right. So let's get right to it because I want to try to keep this show to 45 minutes to an hour max because later on today, a few hours after I'm done, I'll be doing a Walking with Purpose stream with an actual topic. And then after that, I'm going to take the rest of the night off and relax. So the topic of this stream is the Lycantheory. I can't even talk. The Lycantheory facade. Who he really is, plus RDA Media. I'm going to fact check your nonsense. One more time. The Lycantheory facade. Who he really is, plus RDA Media. I'm going to fact check your nonsense. Now, Jamie, I'm sure you're simulcasting me, and I'm sure you and your group are the people that have thumbed me down about 20 some odd times. That's all good, bro. It's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. I'm not here to attack you, Jamie. I'm really not. I'm actually here to try and make peace and help you and get other people to realize what's really going on. Because in all honesty, Jamie, I really don't think, I've been trying to say this in the past, but now there's more of a reason for me to talk about this. I think you've been trying to get away from the drama. I think you really want to make something more out of yourself than being known as a drama king or drama queen on YouTube. But you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? So again, I don't care if you simulcast me, thumb me down. It's not a big deal. I honestly think after this show today, everyone that's been involved within this drama sphere echo chamber is going to realize what's been really going on. And hopefully things can start heading in the right direction for everyone, including you, Jamie. Again, I'm not here to attack you, Jamie. I'm not here to attack your sponsor. I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm just here to state the facts. I know these to be facts. This is not fake news. I'm a real person. I'm a real YouTuber. I run a real channel. I'm here to run a professional channel. And I'm also here to help people. And I enjoy bringing people together, right? But when I see certain things happen that, force people to be something they're not, to, have relevancy and make ends meet financially, it really saddens me. It really, really saddens me. And I've kind of talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. And I also have some additional information I'm going to be sharing. And Mrs. Lycantheory, respectfully, ma'am, I know you're probably watching or you'll watch this replay. Respectfully, I have you to thank for this. And no matter what anyone thinks out here about Mrs. Lycantheory, you all know who she is that have been a part of this for a while. If you're new here, you're not going to have a clue what's going on. And that's okay. It's not a big deal. We'll get back to regular programming on this channel later today on my walking stream. Okay? Mrs. Lycantheory, regardless of what anyone thinks about you or what I say about you here, or despite the things that you and I have done in the past, I believe you. I believe that your head and heart's in the right place, and I believe that your intentions are pure. And everything that you and I did when we worked together in 2020, and see, Ross Dog, RDA, you talked smack about Mrs. Lycantheory. I'm going to refer to her as that because I don't want to say her name. I want to respect her privacy at that level that she wants it respected. Okay? You talked about Mrs. Lycantheory in ways that are not true. You don't know who she is. You're cherry picking information. Okay? You said that I'm fighting with Jamie to try to win over Mrs. Lycantheory. That's not the truth, bro. I worked with her for a year straight in 2020 on a couple of projects. We had 2 mutual perpetrators that we got restraining orders on. And it was a professional relationship. I never once hit on her. I never once looked at her in that way. And she can vouch for that. She has vouched for that. Jamie knows that as well. Right? If I had feelings for her or anyone, I would come out publicly and say it because I have nothing to hide. But like I mentioned before, Ross Dog, RDA, and everyone else, I don't mix business with pleasure. She knows that. Even if I had an interest in her, which I don't see her in that way, she doesn't see me in that way, I wouldn't do anything about it because I just don't mix business with pleasure. I've done a stream on that in the past. You can go back and search on my channel for it if you'd like to watch that stream. Lots of great information there. Do not mix business with pleasure. It's not a good thing, right? But you went out to your audience after cherry picking information because you skimmed through stuff, and also RDA, you don't take the time to get to know people behind the scenes like I do. I get to know, like, and trust people by having real phone conversations with them, right? And before I speak on someone, like I said, I get to know who they really are by having real behind the scenes conversations with them. You have not done that here. All you're doing is you're cherry picking information, and you're talking about, Lycantheory and the echo chamber in ways that you're against it, which I'm against it too, right? We have that in common. You're talking about it in that way, but on the other hand, you're cherry picking your information, and you're not getting to know, like, and trust people. You're more so contributing to the echo chamber without even realizing it. Maybe you do realize it, and maybe you just don't care. I think maybe you just don't care. You're going to be one of those guys like Rogue Internet Man that just said, hey, it's the internet. We're a bunch of zeros and ones, right? I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I'm just a drama poop channel, right? Fine. But that's the truth. The truth is what I just shared. I've never had any romantic feelings for her. I've respected her as a person that I collaborated with and a friend. Okay? That's as far as it goes. If you think otherwise, that's on you. That's on you, bro. Now, moving forward, I've recently unblocked Mrs. Lycantheory on my main email, Coach Eli at coacheli.com, and she's been emailing me. And I've been asking her to because I've been doing some streams to try to get to the bottom of this and move forward, right? And respectfully, ma'am, regardless of how much heat you give me for doing this, it's the right thing to do. I'm going to read the last 2 emails you sent me because they make a lot of sense, and there's nothing private in there, right? But it's gonna share the truth about what Jamie Lycantheory has been going through. And many of you out here today might not like what I say about Lycantheory or Mrs. Lycantheory because it's going to be all positive. It is going to be positive. Despite what he's done to myself and many others in the past, it's going to be positive, and there's a reason for that. And I have this woman, Mrs. Lycantheory, to thank for cracking the case and figuring out what's really going on with Jamie Lycantheory and why he does the things he does on his channel. And yes, if you've been following for a while, I'm not here to attack his sponsor, but it all leads back to his sponsor. Again, I'm not going to attack you, Brian, aka Texas Caregiver Support Services, but the bottom line is this. He does pay most of Jamie's monthly income. $4,000 per month. And if he loses that sponsorship, he's out of business, he's out of a house, he doesn't have money to pay his car. He'll make maybe $500 to $1,000 per month without that sponsorship. Now, that $1,000 would probably just pay his mortgage. That's it. The car wouldn't get paid. What happens when you don't pay your car? It gets repoed. What are you gonna, where are you gonna find money to buy food to stay alive, right? So I don't have to go into it. The bottom line is this, is that Jamie is dependent on that sponsorship for survival. But at the same time, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'm not attacking, you, Brian. I'm not attacking you, Jamie. I'm actually on your side. At the same time, there are requirements to his sponsorship, whether they are written or unwritten, right? He has to do certain things for that sponsorship to continue, right? And when I read this email from Mrs. Lycantheory, a couple emails here, you folks are going to better understand. Now, a lot of people don't like Mrs. Lycantheory and don't trust her, and a lot of people don't like me and don't trust me. And you say that because you think that Mrs. Lycantheory and I, when we were working together as friends, we were trying to harm people and do illegal, unethical things. No. The things that we did were for the right intentions, were for the better good of humanity. Her and I never once tried to harm people. People were coming at us, and we had to do whatever we had to do to stop them, right? And whatever her and I did together, despite what your thoughts are about it, was for the right reasons, right? And I'll be honest with you folks. Let me say this honestly. Out of everyone that sent me information about this Dramasphere echo chamber and all that, right? Out of everyone that sent me information, this woman and her information have been the most credible. Like her or hate her, like me or hate her, facts are facts. Everything that she's ever sent to me, for the most part, has been accurate and 100% correct. And she's correct again about this. And again, ma'am, I really don't want to put your email out there. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I am going to read it because I want people to know that you're really trying to do the right thing despite what's happened in the past. I want to help clear your name. I also want people to really understand the rock and a hard place Jamie's stuck between. Jamie's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's not going to admit it. He's going to keep doing what he's doing because he has no choice. He's going to keep thumbing me down. He's going to keep, attacking people. He's going to keep doing whatever it takes to pay the bills, right? But does he have to do that? Are there other options? Maybe there are. And maybe this woman is helping him see those other options. And maybe at the same time, he's helping her in other ways. Maybe they were meant to be together. That's up to them to figure out on their own, right? But the truth of the matter is this. Again, whether you like this woman or don't, or whether you like me or you don't, the information that this woman has sent me regarding people in this Dramasphere and the crazy things that they've been doing and why they do them has been, for the most part, completely accurate. Anyone else that sent me information has been hogwash. Not completely, but for the most part, it's been hogwash. There have been a few other people that have sent me good information, but this woman does her homework. This woman does her research. Have I had my issues with her? Yes. Have we gone at it? Yes. But for the most part, everything that she sent me and done has been accurate. Thank you, mods. Queen Helen Casey, there is no trust from the other side. No, I agree, Queen, but just listen up for a second, because Queen, let me tell you something. Let me give you a little hint here, right? She's come out now. Do you remember that woman by the name of Jennifer? That was Mrs. Lycantheory. She wanted to talk with the mods behind the scenes on my channel, but she didn't want people further attacking her. But I got your message behind the scenes. Thank you so much. That was her. She's actually on the right side of things. And she's trying to, well, when I read the email, you'll see. She's trying to, she really wants Jamie and I to get along. And quite frankly, whether Jamie and I are friends or not is irrelevant, right? I'm open to the possibilities of being friends with anyone, right? But that's what she wants. Why does she want that? Because she really loves him and she appreciates the business partnership and friendship her and I had. I'm a great business contact to have. That's her vested interest with me and my vested interest with her. She's somebody that does good work. Whether you love her or hate her, or whether you love me or hate her, right? That's her vested interest. That's why she wants to have things work out between Jamie and I, because she loves him and she respects our business partnership and friendship, because she knows how good I am at getting things done and she's good at getting things done too, right? We're a great resource for each other, right? I can't blame her for that. I cannot blame her for that. James Pink says, JB's got some content, politics, conspiracy theories, etc. He kind of deserves some form of sponsorship, but as for L, $0 for his lame, irrelevant channel. Well, we're going to talk about that. Because I listen, James. Look, you know what I've been through with Jamie and Jamie Lycantheory, right? But I'm not here to talk smack about him because, like I said, I think he's been stuck between a rock and a hard place because he doesn't have, at least he thinks he doesn't have any real content. He has to create dramasphere, insightful content, right? In order to appease his sponsor, right? And again, I'm not here to attack you, Jamie. I'm not here to attack you, Wise Night Owl, okay? But honestly, I think Jamie has had enough. I think Jamie is tired of putting up a front. I don't think that's the real Jamie because that's what his girlfriend has told me. And we've talked about this in the past. And I actually believe her because for the most part, most of the information she sent me has been dead on accurate. Whether I like it or not, it's been dead on accurate, right? So why is she going to email me and waste her time telling me something that's not true? What's she going to get out of it? What am I going to get out of it? Nothing. It'd be pointless, right? Who the heck is that? American Dream 1.5. Dream, I missed your stream earlier, bro. I didn't realize you were on, bro. Well, I saw you were on, but I didn't know you had a panel, and I was preparing the show. We support you, Coach. You have a liberating army of freedom fighters that have your back. Thank you, Dream. $5 super chat, Dream. You didn't have to do that, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, American Dream. Dream, we got to get your channels monetized so you can get super chat too, bro. We need to do that. Thank you so much, American Dream. Dream, if you let me know like a half a day or the night before, the next time you go live, I'll meet you on a panel. I just didn't know you were going to go live until you actually went live. So you let me know the next time you want to do a panel, I'll be on. I'll be on, bro. Muttnuts World. Hey, Eli and everyone, I will be here listening and setting up my new Chromebook. My mom got me. All right, cool. Maybe you can stream from that. Awesome. James Pink, she's trying to steer Jamie's channel from an imminent implosion. James Pink, you're absolutely right. To be honest with you, she's trying to do the right thing. And a lot of people that don't like her because she's tried to do the right thing with them in the past have attacked her as somebody that's not credit worthy. She is credit worthy. Despite what's happened between her and I, facts are facts. And the information she's always sent me has been, for the most part, dead on accurate more than anyone else. Or I can even go as far and say her information's been better than everyone else's information in this echo chamber combined. That's how much credit I'll give you, man, because that's the truth. I'm not going to lie. That's the truth. Well, it's imploding anyway, bro, because last night his views were way down. He was desperately trying to get me on a panel because that's what his sponsor wanted, right? Right? And he knew that he would get more views and super chats and donations if I was on there. And I don't mind the guy making money. I didn't go on there because of that. I decided to not go on there because it more so proved my point by not going on there, right? I'm not afraid to go on there, but I didn't want to go on there and hear two guys whine and complain like a female dog for 2 hours and just sit there and just laugh. I had better things to do. I was listening, but I was multitasking, right? Queen Helen Case says, hello, Mutt. Mutt says, hey, Queen and Dream. American Dream 1.5. Hi, Mrs. Queen. Oh, that's a queen crown. Oh, I got it, Dream. The queen crown emoji. And Mrs. Mutt. You're so respectful, American Dream. Lewis Fuller says, hi, American Dream. Queen Helen Casey, hello, Dream. American Dream, okay, Coach Eli. Hi, Lewis Fuller says, Dream. He was live streaming a while ago, says Lewis. Yeah, I saw that. I just didn't know he was doing a panel. So let's get to these emails here. Let's get to these emails. Ma'am, I read these respectfully. And ma'am, I do feel the need to clear your name. You have helped me out. You helped me get a restraining order on somebody that was coming at me in real life and practically almost destroyed everything. So this is why I'm doing this. Please do not think that I'm trying to put this out here for malice reasons. I'm not. So this was yesterday at 12:26 a.m. Well, today actually, it was overnight. I only want to be with Jamie away from YouTube. I was not planning on ever going on a panel, but felt I had to defend myself. You did, ma'am, and I'm proud of you. You even defended yourself with me, and we talked it out on that stream, and look what's happened. Look how simple that was, right? Because I'm reasonable, and I know you can be reasonable too, right? But the rest of these people are not reasonable, right? Jamie has to cater to what his audience wants, and obviously we both know that Brian likes things a certain way. Jamie, your own woman is saying exactly what's happening. You know what's happening. Brian knows what's happening. Everybody, if they haven't already figured it out, is now going to know what's happening because it needs to come to an end. It needs to come to an end. For your own sake, Jamie, for your own sake. So I believe that does determine a lot of the way he portrays himself because he thinks that's what they want to hear. And that is what he is being paid to do. I've been saying that all along. It is like having a concert. Right. Somebody else is producing this show and you show up and you play your songs. Right? Right. Right. That's what he's doing. He's playing his songs for the people that paid to hear them. Right. On YouTube, ma'am, and everyone else, this is about you. That's why they call it YouTube. When you come out here and you try to be something you're not, you're going to get a lot of scrutiny for it because this is YouTube. Right? Just my opinion. Should be a fact, but that's my opinion. It's YouTube. YouTube. Right? Would the real Jamie be more successful on YouTube without all that? Possibly. No, ma'am. I'll go as far and say definitely. He has a lot of talent. It would just take a little more time and more work to build an audience of non-drama people to make that happen. But once he would do it, it would be more sustainable long term. However, YouTube is a money-making thing for him, and I believe he will continue with the YouTube persona until he leaves the platform. Well, now I'm going to make it a little bit easier for everyone to understand the truth, and he can figure it out. Ma'am, you would not have sent me this email if you didn't care about his well-being and didn't want him to make the change. You just can't force him to make the change, but maybe us talking about it will help him realize it's time for a change, right? He is a talented artist, and I agree. I agree. He has the capabilities of doing a lot more and making a name for himself, which would also make him more money in the long run. But he's stuck. He's stuck. And we'll share why here in a second, but you're stating it beautifully, ma'am. He is a talented artist, and I expect at some point he will move on from YouTube and find his career in the graphic arts. I've been saying that for years, ma'am. Now, I've come at him a few times because he keeps coming at me, right? But, ma'am, I could not have written this email any better myself. This is not fake news, folks. This is real. This is the absolute truth. I'm not a drama channel. I'm doing a reaction video again. I'm not feeding into this. I'm just reacting to it. I'm sharing the truth. This is the absolute truth. And then she sent me another email a few minutes later. Here is an example. There was a woman by the name of Sharon H. I'm not going to mention her last name. Sharon H. And boy, man, I had my run-in with that woman, and so did many other people. She's permanently banned from this channel. I can tell you this because Sharon is aware of this. He talks to her behind the scenes and even thinks she is funny. So Jamie thinks Sharon is funny. He hopes she gets justice against her perpetrators, who are also my perpetrators and mine too, ma'am. But when it comes to his channel, she is banned. Right. Because you got to play it off like there's a problem, right? To create and instigate drama, right? It's a show. It's a facade. It's entertainment, right? She is only allowed to chat if it is a premiere of a cartoon that she is in. And even then, the reason for that is that he needs to show the public that she is cool with the cartoon. It's all a facade. Read my title, The Lycantheory Facade, Who He Really Is. And why? Because his audience who pays his bills does not like her. Simple as that. Let me tell you something, Mrs. Lycantheory. Despite any heat I get for reading those emails from you or anyone else, I respect what you wrote, and I respect what you're trying to do, because it's the right thing. Again, folks, whether you love her or hate her, whether you love me or hate her, facts are facts. Okay? Right is right and wrong is wrong. That's why Jamie continued to come at me, because he was desperately defending his sponsorship, right? Now, here's the thing, Jamie. Everybody now, especially after they watch this stream, is going to know this is all a front. This is all about the money. It's all about the sponsorship, which I'm not attacking your sponsor and I'm not attacking you. This is entertainment, right? And if your audience understands that it's entertainment and you're putting on an act, it's all good. Do what you got to do, right? But see, part of what makes your audience more engaged is the fact that while you know it's acting, you have to make it appear real to your audience, right? So that way they pay you donations, right? Because they want the reality stuff, right? So everything you've done to myself and other people, you know, all of the offline attacks, the stalking, all that stuff, right? You really didn't want to do that. I believe you. You really didn't want to do that. You did that because that's what you're getting paid to do. And that's what your audience wants, or they're not going to donate to you, right? Now, why did you do that? Because when you were running your channel as the Purple Pill channel and YouTube changed their monetization system 4 or 5 years ago, when they added the yellow icon, you were monetized in the days before YouTube started putting the yellow icon, meaning not suitable for most advertisers, right? Remember the apocalypse? Advertisers were getting upset that their ads were showing up on videos they didn't want them on, right? And it was affecting, it was affecting their business, right? So YouTube changed the system, and because most of your content pushed the boundaries, most of your videos got demonetized, and that almost made you run off of YouTube. That's when I first reached out to you 4 years ago, and you said, I'm thinking about leaving YouTube because of this, what I just mentioned, right? And I told you to stick with it, right? And you did, and I'm happy for you, right? And because you were living at home at the time and you desperately wanted to get out, I don't blame you for that. You wanted to make enough money to get your own place like you have now, and your own car and a new car and all that, right? You had your own car, but a new car, right? And you had all your shirts online, and you would sell a little bit here and there, but you were making, before you got your sponsorship, right? And after you lost your ad revenue for, or due to the apocalypse, when that changed, right? You were probably making somewhere around $500 to $1,000 per month, maybe a little bit less, right? Right? And then comes along Wise Night Owl, that's his YouTube username, Brian, the owner of Texas Caregiver Support Services, and basically, has you do some work for him, for his business, right? You did some work, some website work and other stuff like that. I'm not quite sure exactly what you did, because there's really not a whole lot out there on Brian. But again, I'm not here to attack him, I'm just stating the facts, right? And then he permanently sponsored you at $4,000 per month, right? And listen, dude, look, again, I'm not coming at you. I'm not coming at Brian. I'm just stating the facts. It's obvious to me that you're not being yourself. Last night on your stream, you were not being yourself. You were disappointed. You were trying so hard to fulfill your promise to your sponsor. Unwritten, unspoken, probably, right? You were trying so hard to please him and please your audience that it made you look like a fool. It did, right? You see, if you can't incite and instigate people to feed into you, then your audience is not going to be there. Then, what does the sponsor get out of it, right? You're forced to do things you don't want to do, right? I believe the woman that you're seeing behind the scenes, that you really want to make a change. But you're scared that if you give up your sponsorship and start over, that you're going to lose it all. And at this point, you probably would, because 80% of the money you make that pays your livelihood is dependent on this caregiving company to sponsor you and give you money, right? And again, dude, I would not want to hang my life, put my life on the line in the hands of one sponsor like that. You got to diversify, man. You got to do other things. You cannot be dependent on Wise Night Owl to live the rest of your life. And I think you realize that. The truth of the matter is, folks, is that Lycantheory doesn't want to do this. He probably never really wanted to do it. And I firmly believe this woman behind the scenes, that this is not who he is. It's all a front. It's all a front because that's what he's getting paid to do, and that's what his audience wants, at least the current audience he has, which has dwindled down to about 30 active supporters. In the past, when they would do streams on me, Coach Eli, right, he'd get 100, 120 in the box, right, or 80 or 70. He never once went past 53 or 55 viewers, and he was only over 50 for a short while. Then he went down to 40, 43, 45. Then he went down to 39, 37. The numbers are going down. What's that telling you, man? People are tired of this. They're tired of this. I mean, it's an old song. It's an old song. Let me read the chat here real quick. American Dream 1.5 says, Mr. R, that's Raleigh, copied a vintage American Dream video and placed it on his private channel for review by members. What are you going to do about that, bro? You can report him, you know that? These people are all they're all gonna lose their channels. They're gonna get demonetized and then lose their channels in the long run, Dream. Just keep flagging them, report them to YouTube, and go on with your day. It may take a while before they're removed, but eventually they will be removed. Trust me on that. Nuts World says, already messed around with StreamYard, so we'll be able to use the green screen feature because I have the $25 plan on StreamYard. Okay, cool. Nuts World says, hey, Lewis. James Pink said she's probably the best thing that's happened to Jamie. I agree, dude. I never thought I would come out and admit that, right? Based on everything that's happened, right? But I agree. And that's what I was saying. I hope it doesn't end up being a codependent relationship because they both are good for each other in one way or another. Hopefully she'll be able to distance him from extremely negative influences like Goonie, Jones, and more importantly, Lauren. Yep. American Dreams 1.5 says Mr. R is a thief. I don't know if I'd go as far and say he's a thief, but he's an instigator. He's a bully. He's just desperately seeking relevance, Stream. And all these people are very quickly losing their relevancy. All I'm doing here is doing a professional reaction video stating the absolute facts. Buttonless World says, also got a new and better green screen for my mom. Awesome. That's great. Awesome, Mutt. American Dream 1.5, Mr. J needs nurturing. And on the flip side, his woman needs what he can give. I actually hope things work out between them. If this is what it was going to take to get that guy on the right page, then I'm all for it. Hey, I'm going to unban the KUKK account. They were here the other day. I know whoever banned them, I can't see at the bottom of the chat. You didn't know that, but let them talk because they were respectful. They're just here on a sock account. It's a funny sock account name, but they're cool. American Dream 1.5, be yourself, Mr. J. Don't be controlled by others. No, bro, he's not. Listen, he's not the only God. Again, I'm not trying to come at his sponsor or him. His sponsor pays 80% of his income. Put two and two together, dude. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has to please his sponsor and his audience, right? Right? And right now, he has no choice. He needs to pay his bills. If he loses that sponsorship, he loses it all. He knows it. So he's got to work on figuring out a way to make money outside of that sponsorship that's going to replace that money. Just like I've been doing. I've been replacing, my income from insurance that I used to sell. That's why I have a sponsor now. That's a good chunk of it. Right? And other things. But he needs to do the same thing. He needs to start rebuilding like I've been rebuilding for the last several months. Once I fully remove myself from all this drama. Let's see here. James Pink. Let's face it, everyone. Everyone that Lawrence introduced to James has turned out to be a disaster. Right. IMK says, true, your message was deleted, but I unbanned you. Oh, American Dream banned you. IMK is fine, Dream. Congratulations, Miss Smuts, says Dream. Lewis Fuller says, I was on American Dreams panel for a while until I accidentally turned off my Wi-Fi on my tablet. Oops. Okay. Oops, sorry, Coach. No worries, Dream. You didn't know. Queen, I know it wasn't you. Don't worry about it. Now I know. I have not gotten to that part of the chat yet. Okay, awesome, says Dream. Thank you, Coach. Mean no harm. I know. They just didn't know that. Your name is kind of funny, but they didn't know. They didn't know you were a real person. I got your back. It's all good. American Dream 1.5 says, I did it, Miss Queen. Didn't know. I thought they wanted Coach to say that word out loud so they could clip it. My apologies. I don't care if they clip it or not, Dream. I don't care who clips what anymore, bro. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's okay. We make mistakes in American Dream. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. This is the last time I'll be talking about Lycantheory. There's nothing more to say. This is the end of the story. This is where it ends. If he continues doing what he's doing, eventually he's going to implode because that audience is dwindling. People know what's going on, and it's an old song. And without me feeding into it in the ways I used to, it's like beating a dead horse. So this is the last time I'm talking about. See, and I'm not doing that because you're telling me to stop talking about you, Jamie. I'm doing that because there's nothing left to say. There's nothing left to say, bro. Again, dude, I wish you the best. Whether you love me or hate me, whether you love me behind the scenes or hate me on the front lines, because that's what your audience wants. I wish you the best of luck. And same with you, man. Now, let's get to RDA real quick. RDA, I did mention earlier you talked smack about a bunch of people on the stream you did earlier today before I went live. And you called it test stream, but you actually brought people on the panel. And, like I mentioned earlier, the things you're saying about, Lycantheory's girlfriend are absolutely not true. They're not true. Has she done some things that are cringy? Sure. Have I done things that are cringy? Sure. But at the end of the day, both her and I created the better good for this community. The intentions between her and I were to create better good. Now, is she a little bit more of a daredevil, and does she push boundaries more than I do to get to the better good? Right? Yes. I'm not like that. I've told her, and she knows that I'm more of a goody-goody. She's more of a woman that will push things up. Excuse me. Give me a second here. Will push things up to the line. She's one that will ride the line for the better good. I'm not willing to do that. But I don't get on her case for that, because at the end of the day, the outcomes that she gets are for the better good, and they're not to harm anybody. And when she, does the good work she does and calls out these people and stops them from doing their stupid things, what happens is these people retaliate by saying she did illegal things. We need to get her. When the truth of the matter is, they're just revolting at the fact that she called them out on the truth. And all she wanted them to do was stop. That's the truth, man. You didn't tell me to say this. You didn't pay me to say this. This is I speak of the truth. Look, I don't make a whole lot of money doing this at this point. Nobody's paying me to say this. This is the truth, right? I'm just getting my tire changed because of a flat. So I heard about that, Dream. I hope you're okay, bro. And thank you once again for the $5 super chat, Dream. I appreciate it. I appreciate all donations, folks. I really appreciate it. But besides that, RDA, I'm going to wrap up this stream here by helping you out. I'm going to help brother out because you use OBS and you said you had some issues regarding OBS not starting or not working properly, right? And you said that when you launch OBS and you click on start streaming, you have to go to the back end of YouTube and also click on start streaming, right? Well, I'm going to help you out and make it easier for you to the point of where all you have to do is click start streaming from OBS and YouTube will automatically start streaming. It's one simple fix. I'm going to show that to you here because I care about helping people, bro. That's what I do. I care about helping people. So to do that, let's go over to the browser source. I wonder if this stream's been temporarily demonetized. Let's refresh here. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Oh, it's green. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, YouTube. You see right up here, we're live and we are monetized. So let me show you something. And if I have to remove the chat, I'll do that, right? Let's go click in. Let's go click in to the back end of YouTube. Okay? We'll click there. And let's go to the back end, right? Let's do that, right? Let's wait for it to load up, right? And then it'll show you a preview, which I like to stop. No need to run the preview, right? So you see this? Now, on the right side is where the chat is in studio, so I can leave my actual chat there, right? One simple fix. You see, there are a lot of features here. You can go into the edit button and edit your stream in there, right? But if you scroll down and click on stream, actually, you have to click on stream settings, right? You have to click on stream settings, right? When you click on stream settings, do you see this right here, RDA? Do you see where it says enable auto start? Now I'm live, but that's checked to the right before I go live. I'm helping you out, dog. Okay? You see where it says enable auto start? Let's highlight that right there so you can see it, all right? All you have to do is before every stream starts, go in there, tick that to the right, and the next time that you start a stream, you hit the start streaming button on OBS, YouTube will automatically start without you having to click the big red button on the top right that you can't see because it's covered by the chat, right? I can turn it off, right? I can turn off the chat for a second. You see where it says end stream right here? Before you started your stream in the past, because you didn't have enable auto start enabled, you had to go and manually start it here after you click start streaming on OBS. See, folks, there are better things we can do to help people, right? I just helped Ross Dog with something that's going to make his life a little bit easier. By the way, RDA, there's another feature here. You see where it says enable auto stop? You can also check that if you want YouTube to automatically stop once you stop the stream. Now, I wouldn't recommend using enable auto stop because let's say you're in the middle of a stream and your internet goes down for 5 minutes, right? Or you temporarily lose the connection, right? Or OBS has a connection glitch, right? If you have auto stop enabled, that will kill your stream and you can't resume your stream once your connection comes on. So what I would do is enable auto start, but do not enable auto stop because in case your stream goes down, let's say you're streaming, your stream goes down, right? Then people will see the buffering, right? When your connection comes back up, you can start streaming again from OBS and it'll leave off where it left off. When it goes to a replay, YouTube will piece those two parts of the replay together for you, right? I bet you didn't know that, bro. You can also enable or disable the DVR, and there are other features here. You can use closed captions. You can unlist your live replay once the stream ends. There are so many things you can do, and there are so many better things we can do to help people out here than talk smack about people all day long, right? You talk a little smack about me, and I can take it. I'm a big boy, Ross. But I still wanted to be a good guy and help you with something that's going to make a big difference with your production. And by the way, let me do this. Let me go back to full screen here. Let me go back to full screen here, okay? By the way, RDA, Ross, if you want to talk, and I will talk with you seriously this time, if you want to talk on your channel or on one of my channels, it won't be on this one. I'll put on a grip on life too if you want to come on mine. But I'm willing to come on your channel, have a one-on-one with you. But it's just going to be a one-on-one. No one else, just you and me. I've decided from this point on that I'm not going to go on other people's panels when they bring on 5 or 10 other people, even for an interview, because it becomes a shit show at that point, right? You want to do a real interview with me one-on-one, bro? Then let's do that, right? And then I can leave, and then you can bring on your panel if you'd like, right? It's kind of like what you said, Ross, when you shut down your Discord. I have a Discord, but I don't use it. You know what? It's for the same reasons you don't use it either. Maybe I use it for private messaging only. But all Discord is an echo chamber. It's a digital echo chamber of what's happening on YouTube. It's not even worth it, right? It's not even worth it. So I get why you did that. As far as me willing to come on your show one-on-one, it's the same concept. I'll talk one-on-one with you or anyone else. You want to bring a panel of 5 or 10 other people, then I don't want to be on there because then it's not an interview. Then it's just one big giant shit show, man. And if that's what you're all about, then I want nothing to do with you anyway. But if you want to have a real interview and you want to talk about all this, let me know. I'm game. I'm going to go through the chat one more time, folks, and then I'm going to wrap it up because at around 3:30 or 4 Pacific time, which is 6:30 or 7 Eastern time, I'll be doing a Walking with Purpose stream. So let me check out the chat here real quick. I am cases I got an ad. No problem, American Dream. Well, that's cool, bro. That's cool. James Pink, you're the only one that's speaking the truth about James and also his woman. The others are giving him false hope. I don't even know I don't even think they're giving him false hope. I think Jamie knows exactly what's going on. James, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, between his sponsor and his audience, right? His audience, whether they love him or hate him or give him false hope or not, his audience wants a certain type of content, and so does his sponsor, right? And he needs to pay his bills. I would not want to put myself in that position. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Lewis Fuller, yes, I knew that I have internet connectivity problems all the time, or you meant to say I know. I get that. It is a good thing that YouTube does that for us. Right, Lewis. It'll let you resume as long as you don't have the auto stop feature enabled, right? You want to manually stop the stream by going to the back once you're done on StreamYard or you're done on OBS or any other third-party software you use to broadcast live streams on. IMK, have a nice day. All right. Folks, we're at 56 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up. Look, Jamie, here's the thing. Whether you love me or hate me in real life and you're just playing it off like you hate me on the front lines, I don't know. That's on you. The bottom line is, dude, you got some talent. You can turn it into something. And I'm letting you know, bro, regardless of what you think or what you do from here on out, right? The truth of the matter is that what you've done, you already knew had a limited shelf life. It's not sustainable long term. And now you're starting to see that decline, right? Dude, take action right now and start building something else before everything falls apart, dude. Listen, I say this wholeheartedly, man. No trolling, no joke, no attacking. You're in a position, you're in a rough spot, dude. You just bought your house and your car and you got everything you've ever wanted, bro. But how did you get that, right? And how are you going to sustain that? Being dependent on the money of one man that's paying you 80% of your revenue. You've got to diversify, bro. And maybe you have some stocks and stuff like that might get you by for a while, dude. But you've got to diversify your main income outside of that guy. That's just my advice. Take it or leave it, dude. Everything I said here today is nothing but the truth, folks. I put fake news on my background because everyone else is fake news. I'm not here to feed into this drama. I'm not an echo chamber. I'm here to state the facts and truly try to help people get a better grip on their life. With that being said, have yourselves a great one, and I'll see you folks later today on my walking stream in less than 2 hours. Look for the event that will be put up very, very shortly after this stream ends. Take care. Bye. Bye.